Hello BookTube, that was a tune, an English tune called Goddesses from 1651 Playford tune collection, Playford's Dancing Master. Anyway, it's Poetry Thursday, sorry. So I'd like to recite a poem from memory. John Keats is on first looking into Chapman's Homer. Much have I travelled in the realms of gold, and many goodly states and kingdoms seen. Round many western islands have I been, which bards in fealty to Apollo hold. Yet oft of one vast expanse had I been told, that deep-browed Homer ruled as his demesne. Yet never did I breathe its pure serene, till I heard Chapman speak out loud and bold. Then felt I like some watcher of the skies, when a new planet swims into his ken, or like stout Cortez when, with eagle eyes, he sighted the Pacific, and all his men gazed at one another with a wild surmise, silent upon a peak in Darien. So that's a very early poem of John Keats. Yeah, and it's just about him coming across, or finding for the first time, a translation of Homer. So in this, there's this great big biography of Keats by Andrew Motion. He talks about what happened on that occasion. He was with a friend called Clark, and it was this this Clark had borrowed the book from another friend. It was the 1616 folio edition of George Chapman's translation of Homer, a work that Holman Hunt had praised for its skill in bottling the fine, rough old wine of the original. Keats was exhilarated, and within a few days called on Clark at the Towers' house in Clerkenwell to examine it. Clark and Keats sat up all night reading the book, which contained both the Iliad and the Odyssey. And when Keats returned to Dean Street at 6 o'clock the next morning, he wrote out the sonnet that he'd begun to think about on the journey home. So it was written very quickly. But it's quite striking, really. It's I suppose about something giving you a revelation or something like that. Marvellous. And he just dashed it off in a way. Yeah, it has been praised and remembered and treasured ever since. So that's it really. That's my contribution to Poetry Thursday. And last year I had the privilege to visit Ecuador and the Galapagos Islands, and when I was on the sitting looking out on the beach, I thought about reciting this to a handy marine iguana that was sitting next to me, and it seemed to be, paying quite a lot of attention to this poem. Really, it seemed to enjoy it, and then it swam off. So there we are. It's just a little joke, really. But thanks very much. Here it is. Much have I travelled in the realms of gold, and many goodly states and kingdoms seen. Round many western islands have I been, which bards in fealty to Apollo hold. Yet oft one vast expanse had I been told, which deep-browed Homer ruled as his demesne. Yet never did I breathe its pure serene, till I heard Chapman speak out loud and bold. Then felt I like some watcher of the skies, when a new planet swims into his ken, or like stout Cortes, when with eagle eyes he sighted the Pacific, and all his men gazed at one another with a wild surmise, silent upon a peak in Darien. Keats is, on first looking into Chapman's Homer, it's got nothing to do with the Pacific really, but still, fantastic poem. What do you think, my friend? Tortuga Bay, Turtle Bay. And this is a marine iguana, and over there is some kind of wading bird. What an amazing place.